What's good, everybody? It's Joe, and I come back at you with another video. So for this video, this one is going to be a very powerful lesson because I was randomly going through my YouTube feed, just my timeline, just watching different videos that popped up, and a random video came up here on my feed, and it looked interesting, so I clicked it. And I guess you can say it was like one of these like motivational compilations or whatnot, but it was one part of the video that stood out to me because like someone said something profound in it, and it felt like time stopped. It felt like I had to pause the video and write down exactly what was said word for word because it lit a fire under me, and it was something that I knew I needed to drop everything and make a video about because I need to talk to you guys about this. So for this video, this is basically talking about the difference between winners and losers, right? And so I wrote down the exact quote. I have it here on my phone. So I'm gonna read it to you guys because I want you to hear it word for word, right? It says, winners define themselves by what they made happen. Losers define themselves by what happened to them. Say it one more time, right? Winners define themselves by what they made happen. Losers define themselves by what happened to them. So it's so powerful. And I want to start off with the loser side first because this entire quote is 1000% accurate, 1000% truthful. But I want to start off with the loser side first because this is the one that jumped out for me because immediately I was able to, of course, reflect back at different moments of my life, and also things I've noticed in people's lives around me, right? So losers saying losers define themselves by what happened to them. This is essentially victim mindset, right? This is the belief that they're in their position and it's not because of them. It's out of their power, it's out of their control, right? It's that they're where they're at because of external circumstances, right? Because of the environment, because of, the economy, because of the job market, because of that they just don't have the educational qualifications and, all of this nonsense that's just not important, right? The reason why I say that is because when people losers, right? People that have victim mindset, victim mentality, what they're essentially saying is that they're not in control of their life. They're not in control of the direction that things are going, that they have no power. And that is what the powers that be, right? The people in charge of the entire world want you to believe, right? Because they want you to feel powerless. Because if you feel powerless, then you'll just stay in the position that you're at. Right? You'll believe that there's no answer, that there's no opportunities that exist. So if there's no opportunities that exist, you basically believe that by default you have to continue doing what you're doing in order to survive. When opportunities have always existed, opportunities are infinite and unlimited and abundant. They're always around us. You just have to open your eyes and increase your level of awareness to find these opportunities because they exist, right? You just have to look hard enough. You just have to want it enough. But because some people truly believe that they're powerless, they truly believe that all these circumstances are out of their control, then from their mindset, from their perspective, it's like, well, why should I do anything about my current situation, right? It is what it is. I'm here because I'm here. It is what it is. And you hear people say that all the time. Oh, it's just life. Oh, it is what it is. Like, it's not what it is. Like you like you can do something about it. But the moment you believe you can't, then you've lost. You've lost. And you can always, but the beauty about that, right, is that you can always reset the scoreboard. Any opportunity, you can always look up, right? See the scoreboard, see that you've never scored a point and life has just been cooking you, right? Like life is up 100-0 on you on the scoreboard. You can always just take the eraser and wipe it clean and say, you know what, like now I'm gonna change the tide. But people refuse to do that, or they don't think it's possible. So for me, like this is the side that frustrates me most because I see greatness in myself. I see greatness in everyone and the world. And when I see people who have the victim or the loser mentality, it bothers me because I want what's best for them and I can see greatness in them. I know each and every person is destined to do something great, that they are capable of doing something great. Is that they just need to have the confidence and the belief in themselves that it's possible and have the discipline to stick with it, right? Understanding that they may not see success overnight or results right away, but if they continue and are persistent enough, right, that they can eventually create the life that they want and begin living life on their own terms. It is possible because it's been done before. So if it's been done before, there's no reason for you to like question whether or not it could be done. It already has been done, so it could be done. So jumping in to an example for the loser side, right? This is why I was so motivated to talk about this, is because I had a vivid conversation with someone. I don't remember when this took place. This took place a while back, like years ago. And this individual, I expressed my frustration with them at the time because it's someone that I knew was capable of doing great things, of being a great person, right? And doing great things. And I essentially questioned them on why after decades, like plural, like with an S, right? Like why after decades they've remained in the same position, right? Because for me, I of course am a very observant person, and you know, I believe that everyone is of course capable of improving their lives or working towards something, or that everyone has greatness within them, and you know, they should be allowed to pursue it and want to live a better life and want to improve their standards of living and improve things for themselves and everyone around them. And so this person, of course, this person being much older than me, I questioned them and I said, hey, you know, why is it that even after several decades, right, that you've remained in the same position your entire life? And the response that they gave me was, oh, well, you know, things were just tough. And that's what they said to me. And I looked at them with the same level of frustration. And in fact, it actually got me even more mad because I just knew that that wasn't a legitimate excuse. Because the way I looked at it, I said, okay, well, you may have had these quote unquote problems or been in a given situation, but you're going to sit here and tell me or try to make the excuse that after decades, plural, right, that all this time it was quote unquote so hard that not once you ever decided to pick up a book, not once you ever decided to expand your mind or to look for a solution, right? You've had a problem or several problems in your life that's been problems in your eyes, that's been problems and remain problems for decades in your life, right? And not once you ever thought to pick up a book. Not once have you ever thought to seek a mentor or to search for the answers. Rather than trying to solve your problem, you've allowed it to be a problem and you've continued to let it be a problem. And so it's remained a problem for decades for you. Why? Like, you know, like I'm sure you guys understand where I'm coming from with this. Like it sounds crazy for me to say it out loud. Like I'm sure some of you guys were like, you know, yeah, probably, like that kind of makes like it's a legitimate frustration that I had because it's someone, you know, it's just imagine a human being that can become so much, can do so much, can accomplish so much, but yet they're living their life with fear, frustration, anger, all these emotions, and these emotions have lingered for decades. And rather than trying to take some sort of action to try to look for a solution, they've just decided to take the comfortable route and just continue doing the same thing that they've been doing. And so because this person essentially remained the same exact person for decades, right? their life remained the same for decades. And so it was clear as day, crystal clear to me, that because they stayed the same person in that same, right, like they kept getting the same results, which is what kept them in the same position, rather than them being that person saying, hey, clearly what I'm doing, the results that I'm getting isn't what I want because I'm unhappy. Let me try to work on doing something different. Let me try to grow. Let me try to expand. Let me try to change something in hopes of my results and my outcome changing so that I can live a much better, improved life. People, a lot of times, people who may have a problem or in a situation and that situation lingers and they don't do anything about it, then chances are it's because they truly want to be there. Whether or not they want to admit it or not, they want to be there. Because if they didn't, they would have done something different and they would have tried to put themselves in a better situation. If it's financial struggles, there are infinite number of books that exist of people providing financial literacy or financial, yeah, I guess is the best word to say, financial literacy, right? Or guidance. And even if it's not something that you can immediately take action on from that book, it is still information that can open your mind up and completely change your mindset on it and make you think differently about it. Or if it's about growing as a person, there's books on on personal development and growth that can help you become a better person, right? If it's important enough to you that you want to change it, you will find a way to change it. You will. And so this is what I mean when it says losers define themselves by what happened. Someone who's clearly been frustrated with their lives, that claims or says that they want a better life, literally did nothing to improve themselves or their situation for decades. And then after essentially confronting them and saying, why haven't you done anything about it? They say, oh, because times were tough. Like, okay, well, I guess times were that tough that you could never just get a book. You can go to a library. Books are free if you borrow from a library. But people don't want to hear that. And so that's why it's a lot more comfortable for people to have the victim mentality and to remain as losers than for people to be winners. So that's why when you're a winner, that's why you hear in life, winning is easy. You may not hear from a lot of people, but from those who won, they've come to realization that winning is easy because most people don't choose to be winners, right? Most people accept that they're losers, and most people would much rather just look at the situation that they're in and accept it as a life sentence rather than looking at their environment, their circumstances, and laughing and smiling and saying, you know what, like, even if I'm here and this is where I don't really see myself being in the future because I know bigger and better things are lined up for me, I can still smile and laugh because I know that where I'm at now is temporary. I know that it is inevitable at some point for this all to change and for me to be living my dream life, my dream situation. I know that it is inevitable for me to win. So I'm not going to be fixated on everything that's my circumstances right now, right? For the winners, it says winners define themselves by what they made happen. So winners are the people, once again, that'll look around and say, that's cool. I don't care about any of this stuff, right? If I don't agree with this, I can look at this all and reject it and say, this is where I just so happen to be. That's okay. Like all circumstances, right? The beautiful part about circumstances is that they're always subject to change. So this is just my current set of circumstances. Okay, cool. It's not a lifetime sentence. This that you're seeing here in the video and this is all going to change. It doesn't matter. This is all going to change. So why am I going to be fixated on this? Why am I just going to be frustrated and pissed off the entire time? If anything, I should go out to the store, buy a bottle of champagne and pop it right now and celebrate the fact that I know that it's inevitable for me to win and that it's inevitable for this all to eventually change. And as a matter of fact, I should even celebrate where I am right now because I know that it's only a matter of time until I move on from here. So even if you're dead broke, why don't you just celebrate being broke and say, you know what, like I've enjoyed my time being broke. It was a lot of fun here. It was a lot of fun not having money, but that's all gonna change. So I might as well I'm gonna just, it's gonna be the last time I'm gonna be broke anyway. So might as well just enjoy it, right? It's the last time I'll be living here. Might as well enjoy it. It's the last time I'm a be out of shape. Might as well just enjoy it and have fun because it's inevitable for me to get in shape, right? It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter when you know you're a winner. You're gonna define yourself by what you made happen. You're not saying, I'm here because of the economy. I'm here because of the job market. Things are tough. I've had a humble beginning. Excellence. Who cares? Who cares? A lot of times that story that you're telling is just baggage. It's just baggage that you've been carrying along, right? In a hefty trash bag. It's smelly. It stinks. You've been carrying it over your back for years. And you just don't let it go. Just let it go. Tell a brand new story. How do you want your story to be written? Do you want to be a loser and remember as a loser and just say, yeah, everything was tough. It was always tough, for I just couldn't change anything about my life or my situation. It was just all tough. Like things were tough. Do you want that to be your story? Or do you want to say, yeah, it doesn't matter. All these things happen. Sure, I had it. Sure, I came from home beginning. Sure, I've had challenges along the way, but that shaped me into who I am as a person, and that brought me here. And in this position, it made me who I am as a person, and I was able to take it from there and push forward and create the life I've always wanted. How do you want your story to be written? Everyone has their own book that starts off as a blank slate, which is your life, and you hold the pen. And you're free to write however you want your story to be written. Do you want to be remembered or have your story written from the victim mentality, from the perspective of a loser? Or do you want to be a winner? Do you want to be the one to write your own story? Do you want to be the one to create the life that you've always dreamed of and to live that life and to help other people arrive at that same position? How do you want your story to be written? How do you want your life to be? You guys know where I stand. I'm going to be a winner. And I'm going to take this and run with it as far as I can. Doesn't matter what happened to me in the past anymore. All of that is irrelevant. I used to carry that with me for the longest and used to be mad and frustrated. I used to think, oh, I was just one of the unlucky people to be born, and raised in humble beginnings. But then the entire time I started thinking about it and I said, wait, you know what? That's actually not a bad thing. If anything, that's a good thing, because I'm going to have the opportunity to change it all for myself and everyone around me. I'm going to have the blessing of being the one to change it all and to be the winner. And that's going to rub off on other people. That's going to motivate other people. I can serve as the beacon of hope and light for other people. And I said, you know what? I would much rather have the story written that way without making any changes. I used to be mad and frustrated, thinking I was unlucky to have been born and raised in that situation, but now I see it as a blessing because I'm going to be the one to change it all. I'm going to find a way to win in the face of all adversity. And that's true power, and that's a true blessing, and that is the definition of a winner. This video was breaking down the difference between winners and losers, right? Hopefully it's crystal clear as far as where the two parties stand. And it's okay if, you may have had the loser essentially mindset mentality, right? That's okay. I had that too, to some degree, right? Growing up, but I've transitioned into a winner. I've built myself up mentally with my mindset, with my attitude, the winning attitude. I now have a winning attitude to become a winner. And I know each and every person can have that same mentality as well. So remember, once again, winners define themselves by what they made happen. So there's something you want to pursue, there's something you want to accomplish, something that brings you so much joy, so much passion. Go out and do it. Be a winner. Promise you it'll be worth it. So once again, this is Joel, and I'm out. See you guys in the next video.